My throat.
Back here, Marquette Stadium, getting you set for McCracken County and Apollo as we are counting you down to kickoff. We're about 49 minutes away here on 99.5 The Fan. It's the Buffalo Wild Wings pregame show. Make your pregame or postgame at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. Appetizers, entrees, desserts, heat, and more. If you are cold this weekend, they can warm you up at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. It's time now to talk about everything going on inside McCracken County Schools, and no better person to discuss that with than the Public Relations Director of McCracken County Schools, Miss Jamie Jones. Jamie, good evening to you, and it's cold outside, and I guess you, just like all of us, trying to find a way to stay warm tonight.
Yes, and that's probably why I'm not there doing this interview with you inside the press box. I am trying to stay warm tonight, so I'm not a fan of cold weather.
I'm not either. It needs to be a beach ideal or weather that is suitable for a beach, and I am happy. But that's not the case tonight, and we
Nope.
will battle through that. But it is a very good day for sports in McCracken County. It was the volleyball team going to the state tournament today, and I know that the school district very proud of the Lady Mustangs in the season they've had this year.
Absolutely. We are so proud of the Mustangs volleyball team. They had a great season with 32 wins and 8 losses. They did end their season today, but super proud of them. You know, it's state competition. It's hard competition. So we wanted to say congratulations on a great season and look forward to next year. We always have a great volleyball team, and they're fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll look forward to seeing them next year. I know they have several seniors that are graduating, but they had a great year and nothing to be ashamed of. McCracken County is just behind them all the way, and so proud of them.
That's for sure. And that voice you hear, Miss Jamie Jones, the Public Relations Director of McCracken County Schools. Another big event going on this weekend, including tonight and tomorrow night, is the fall play going on by the students of the theater department. If you talk about something that you would consider a professional production, it's what the theater department does every fall and spring. And I hear this year's show is no different. Tell us about this year's fall show.
Yes, they had their opening night last night of The Diviners, and that's going on again tonight at 7:30. So if you're not headed out to the football game and want to catch our students in action in the theater department, you could catch that show at 7:30. That's at the high school at the C Plant Performing Arts Center, and then also tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's the last chance to be able to see this production, and tonight it's at 7:30, and then tomorrow night's at 7:30 as well. So you don't want to miss this. Like you said, our theater department is top notch. They put on the best productions in the fall and the spring, so it's definitely worth seeing for sure.
And also for McCracken County, the Identikid program coming to McCracken County.
Yes, we're trying to spread the word. Coming soon to all of our schools in McCracken County, it's called Identikid Visitor Management System. So it's one more step to keep our students safe. December 2nd, all visitors who wish to enter any school building past the front office will be required to present a state-issued driver's license or an identification card for scanning. And we want to make sure we get this word out. We don't want people to be caught off guard when they have to present their driver's license for scanning. And like I said, this is something that's going to be pushed out all over the district, no matter if we have a kid in Heath Elementary or Reedland Elementary. Every school will be doing the same visitor management system. So, and that'll be coming December 2nd. So make sure if you're coming into our schools to have your driver's license with you.
And so that is something to note coming up here pretty soon, making sure you have the proper identification for that. And also for folks wanting to stay in touch with McCracken County Schools, several ways on social media and the internet in which folks can do that. Tell us a little bit about that once again.
Yes, I feel like I say this every week, but it's so important to know that there's so many different ways to communicate and get information about our school district, not just at the district level, but also at the school levels. They all have their own individual social media accounts. But if you want to know something that's going on district-wide, make sure you check out Facebook. You can search McCracken County Schools. On Twitter, it's at MCPS Schools. We have Instagram. You can search McCracken County Schools. And then on the website, it's mccracken.kyschools.us. And it's updated daily. There's so much going on all the time in our schools, different programs, information like the Identichem that we need to get the word out about. So make sure you check us out on all our social media accounts.
That's exactly right. And you'll also find the congratulations from McCracken Volleyball on various social media McCracken platforms. You'll find information about the Diviners again tomorrow night and tonight at 7:30. And then December 2nd, the Identikid and the ID measures that for safety will be enforced at McCracken County Schools. Jamie, as always, appreciate your time tonight. And with the win tonight, we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, that sounds good. Stay warm.
We'll do our best. Thanks, Jamie. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye.
That is Miss Jamie Jones, the Public Relations Director of McCracken County Schools. When we come back, we will chat with the Activities Director of McCracken County Schools, Mr. Gino Miller, when we return 99.5 The Fan.
Yes, golly, that was worse. That's not. It was amazingly awful. I have 5 Tasmanian devils, 6 actually, and yeah, 4 of them are, all but one of them are 7th graders. So, or 6th graders, playing 7th grade. Yeah, St. Mary, 12-11. We probably tripled the score in turnovers.
Here we go. Back here live at a chilly Marquette Stadium as McCracken County getting set to take on the Eagles of Apollo High School. Counting you down to kickoff on the Buffalo Wild Wings pregame show. 40 minutes away from playoff football in what will be a large crowd here tonight, I believe. It will be a great contest between the Eagles and the Mustangs here on 99.5 The Fan. Pleasure now to be joined by the Activities Director of McCracken County High School, Coach Gino Miller. And, Coach, it is hard to believe football playoffs. Doesn't feel like that should be the case, but it's here.
Yeah, it just seems like yesterday, Eric, that we're getting ready for our first game, and now that we're already in week 11, it's kind of crazy.
For you personally, obviously, your first year as an activities director, your first season almost fully under your belt in terms of the fall sports season. What's this been like for you?
A lot of learning. I mean, a lot of learning, but it's given me a chance to. And I kind of touched on this before that you get to be a little bit more involved with the teams and the coaches, and it's been a very very pleasant
Yeah.
transition to this position, but a lot of learning, and I still have a lot left to to learn and go back and reflect and try to improve some things. But it's been very enjoyable.
I can only imagine as you are moving over from being the head baseball coach for McCracken County from these first 6 seasons and now the activities director at McCracken County. The activities overall, though, for the most part, winding down as now after this afternoon, football is the only fall sport left. What a job, though, by McCracken County's volleyball team. 32 wins again this year, another 30-plus win season, which does not happen all that much in Kentucky high school volleyball. McCracken volleyball, though, makes it a routine. And it's another great year by Coach Tim Whitus and staff going up against Notre Dame today. And Notre Dame was able to get the win, but a nice season once again by Coach Whitus and the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, the girls fell a little short today, but they gave a valiant effort like they always do. And you just can't say enough about those kids and the time that they put in. And Coach Whitus does an unbelievable job of getting his girls ready to play and not afraid to go outside the region and play top competition year in and year out, week in, week out. And so the seniors on the volleyball team would truly be missed, and the girls returning will work real hard in the off season and give it another run next year.
That's exactly right, and they are a true believer, the volleyball program, Coach Whitus and company, of the iron sharpens iron in terms of playing top quality competition to get ready for the postseason, and it was just another high quality schedule, able to get 32 wins off of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 30 plus wins for those guys year in, year out. I mean, man, what else can you say? That's just impressive. And, it's not all about wins and losses, but when you're throwing those numbers out there and they're doing it against top competition, it just speaks volumes of our volleyball program.
That's for sure. And congratulations to Coach Whitus and the Lady Mustang volleyball program on a great season. Football comes on here tonight. The playoffs are here. You were with us in Owensboro about 6 weeks ago in September in the incredible matchup, if you love offense, between these two clubs. What do you look for tonight? Are we going to see 132 points like we did the other night?
I don't think so. Obviously, with the caliber player like Hunter Bradley not in the lineup tonight, I think these guys are going to play, with a heavy heart. With definitely Hunter on their mind too. Like you said, the game up there was a shootout.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that both teams will make adjustments and try to, minimize some of the things that went on that night. It was pretty crazy to watch, actually.
Yep.
It looked like that night like each offensive team had 20 guys out there and the defense had 6, and they would just run them down. And it was one of those things too. I mean, I thought that night. I thought we had some kids in some really good positions.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't make plays. And but I think without a doubt, I know that our defense has gotten so much better every week since that game. So, and kudos to them. I know that those kids are out here working hard, and you can see it on the field.
As McCracken County gets set for Apollo tonight, the fall sports season winding down, the winter sports season about to pick up. Included in that is basketball. And McCracken County senior basketball player Jackson Civils has made his commitment known for the next level to Murray State University. And he's about to put pen to paper, I hear, and make it completely official.
This coming Wednesday, 2:30 at McCracken. And, Jackson represents so many things. We've had a lot of, bright stars to come through McCracken County in all of our sports. And but he's right up there, if not the brightest. And the things that he does, not only on the court, but the examples he sets off the court, I use him as an example all the time to
Mm-hmm.
my boys. And just now, it's kind of funny we're talking about this because I had to go up to the building to grab something, and it's Friday afternoon, Friday night, and who's in the last one in the gym shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Civils. So it's a great example of when talent meets opportunity. And if you're ever around his mom and dad, I mean, great people, and his brother Will, really good player, having a really great career at Transy, and I joke around with him all the time. The youngest Civils is probably going to be the best one. So, but good for him, man. Proud of him, and our basketball program, man, looking just forward. Don't want to fast forward through our playoff run here, but really excited about the opportunity that those guys have in front of them, and just looking for a really good season. Coach Brower and his staff.
No doubt, as they are poised to have a great run this year, along with Coach Civils and the Lady Mustangs. That is also a group that's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and you'll be able to see them many nights over at Strawberry Hills Pharmacy Arena.
Well, yeah, and I've seen Coach Civils' group in there, and man, they're pretty salty. I mean, they're fun to sit in there and watch, and those girls are getting on the floor. And you've had some leadership there, really good senior core, and then you got some young puppies, man, that they're going to be barking real soon.
That's exactly right. And so make sure you come out to basketball season coming up at Strawberry Hills Pharmacy Arena for the Mustangs, Lady Mustangs. Also, the wrestling program will be going on strong at Strawberry Hills Pharmacy Arena. Hard to believe that's coming up as well in just a few weeks.
Wrestling's kicking off. We have November 23rd, our co-ed regional tournament is here at McCracken. Coach McKenzie's got her staff, and her girls guys ready to go again. And you're talking about our teams and stuff, Eric. I mean, I look out here now, and you got to give a shout out to our cheerleading team and Coach Fick and Coach Hyde. They're out there every week. It's cold. Those girls are cold out there, but look at them, man. They're bouncing around, having a good time, and they really do a great job motivating our guys and our crowd. So want to make sure and recognize those girls and those coaches too.
No doubt. It is something they love to do, and they do such a great job with it. You just cannot underestimate the value that they bring each and every time they are out there.
Absolutely.
And so that is phenomenal as well. Hard to believe it's almost over for the fall sports season. Hopefully, though, we have a win tonight, then host next week, and then see what happens from there.
Absolutely. I mean, the guys, I was in locker room earlier, and I talked to some of the football players today. Their spirits, they feel really good about the game. And, really great group of kids. So, let's go out there and, throw the ball out and see what happens.
It should be a fun one, Coach. As always, appreciate your time tonight.
Absolutely.
And we'll talk to you soon, all right? That is the Activities Director of McCracken County Schools, Mr. Gino Miller, joining us as McCracken County gets set for Owensboro Apollo. When we come back on the Buffalo Wild Wings pregame show, we're going to get the thoughts of the head coach of the Mustangs, Coach Mark Clark, as he gives us his opening thoughts on the Apollo Eagles when we return 99.5 The Fan. First thoughts of the head coach of the McCracken. Getting the first thoughts of the head coach of the McCracken County Mustangs, Coach Mark Clark. Playoff football time. McCracken County hosts Apollo in the first round of the 6A playoffs. And, Coach, it's hard to believe playoffs are here. It's a little bit colder than it was in the opening night of the year.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was smoking hot. That's the beautiful thing about football, right? It starts when it feels like it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, and then if you're good, it ends when it's freezing. And so we're looking forward to, and we're just encouraging the kids to really just embrace it and just go out and play as hard as they can.
Talk about the weather just a little bit before we move on. It's both teams playing out in it. What's the key in terms of playing quality football in such cold weather?
Well, I think one is, getting acclimated to it. We've been outside practicing all week. We even had, I offered the kids an opportunity to, yesterday after our walkthrough, we had some things to clean up offensively. So I said, hey, let's go to the indoor. And they're like, no, let's just stay out here and get used to it. And, you got to knock it out because everybody's playing the same thing. Luckily there's not a lot of wind, so it's going to be a little bit more tolerable, but at the end of the day, you just got to embrace it and play.
A Mustangs getting set for Apollo tonight in the first round of the playoffs, chatting with Coach Mark Clark, and it was an entertaining first matchup with this team, if you like offense, and it was
depends on who you are. Yeah, there's
right.
No doubt. Yeah.
That's right. It was Hunter Bradley, of course, going for over 400 yards rushing. The elephant in the room, obviously, Hunter with the injury last week, and the prognosis good for his recovery over long term, but obviously out for the rest of this season. Talk about what it's going to be like for the team tonight without Hunter.
It's hard to replace 1,600 yards worth of offense and, 189 touches and 22 touchdowns, but we feel like this is just going to give way to an opportunity for some other kids, in particular Jeremiah Hughes and Carter Rowland, and then also we've got to find some ways to be a little bit more deliberate on getting Franklin the ball. Obviously, when you take out one kind of big piece of the offense, they're going to try to key on the other one. So we've got to be smart about how we kind of formation him and put him in situations to be successful. But I think also Elijah, we've been, even prior to the Hunter injury, we had kind of been saving back, not running Elijah as much. And at this point, all of our cards are on the table. We got to figure out a way to go win. And if it involves number 11 running, then we're going to do it.
Defensively, it was Harold Hogg for Apollo doing well on the offensive side. Talk about what the defense is expecting from Apollo tonight.
Yeah, I think part of that had to do with a little bit on me because I had put so much focus on Levinsky because he's such a good player. And, in that option scheme, when they were doing it early half of the season, the quarterback, he was, Hogg was one that was just going to get 4 to 6 yards a clip. But Levinsky was the one who was going to break it wide open. And I think maybe I just didn't do my due diligence. But our attentions now, as the season has progressed, Hogg is obviously their number one. And, and he's coming off a game where he had 406 yards and 46 carries last week. So hopefully he's a little bit tired. But, we just got to focus on our assignments. Our kids are playing with a little bit of edge right now. I think we've talked about this being a redemption tour, and we just want to come out and play well and fly around and put a hat on the ball.
Chatting with the head coach of the Mustangs, Coach Mark Clark, as McCracken County gets set for Apollo tonight. It's a defense that has improved a lot. It's an offense that's doing quite well. What worries you most about Apollo tonight besides what we've talked about so far?
Yeah, just the explosive playability, defensively. Not necessarily gimmicky, but they are a feast or famine defense. They're going to play, 5-2 cover 0 and just they're going to send the house and play with kind of they don't have much regard for big plays. They've given up big plays all year, but they just feel like if they can create enough pressure, they can force you into bad situations. So from an offensive standpoint, it's just picking up our protection, making sure we're clean on that, giving our guys opportunities to go out and make plays. And then defensively, it's just, it's getting off the field on third down, not allowing a big play. Last week I think we had 2 third and longs that converted. I'd like to just see us get off the field in those situations. And really, we can't let them get into a groove. Once we, if we if we force them into situations where they got to go throw the ball, we feel like, that's advantageous for us. So we just got to play our game plan, and the kids got to go out and make plays. It's in their hands at this point.
Last but not least,
win the day.
That's the head coach of the Mustangs, Coach Mark Clark. We will have the Brandon Clifton Allstate Insurance for Success when we return. 99.5 The Fan. Back here at beautiful Marquette Stadium, getting you set for tonight's first round of the KHSAA State Football Playoffs. McCracken County getting set to host the Eagles of Apollo as we count you down to kickoff about 20 minutes away here on 99.5 The Fan. And a nice crowd on hand here early on as the Mustangs getting set to take on the Apollo Eagles. As joining me, Jared Adams. This is the Buffalo Wild Wings pregame show. Make your pregame or your postgame at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah, as they have appetizers, entrees, desserts, and more. They have it for you at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. We are going to open up the Cellular Connection text hotline as that phone number to text us tonight. Take this down if you don't have it already. The Cellular Connection text hotline phone number, 270-557-8223. 270-557-8223. One more time, 270-557-8223. First shout out tonight on the Sailor Connection text hotline goes to Lisa Gale listening in saying, Coach Pat, good to hear about Coach Pat at home resting after shoulder surgery, I should say, and listening to the game tonight, wishing the Mustangs a great game. Thank you for that, Lisa, as that's brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Sea-Plant in Paducah. As Jared Adams joins us, it is a cold night here. Before we talk about that, let's jump into the Brandon Clifton Allstate Insurance for Success, where some insurance companies seem to think 15 minutes is all it takes, but not Brandon Clifton and Allstate Insurance. He'll take as long as you need to make sure your insurance coverage is right. You deserve more than 15 minutes of fame, so call Brandon Clifton, your Allstate Insurance agent, 270-442-8234. That's 270-442-8234. The first one tonight, we said his name at length 6 weeks ago in Owensboro, and that's Harold Hogg, making sure you know where he is at all times because he has shown several teams this year that he can beat you.
Yeah, so you're looking at the key to their offense. If you stop him, you stop them. Just a quick look at his stats. Harold Hogg has 241 rushes for 2,142 yards, 23 touchdowns. You're looking at just over 24 rushes a game. And for a team, that's about half of a team's nightly play allotment. You know, they're 50 to 60 plays is what a team runs, and he's got 24 of them on average. So you're he's the guy the whole offense runs through. They fake to him when they want to go to someone else. So if you can stop him, minimize him, then I believe you have your best shot at stopping them.
For the Mustangs tonight, it's trying to find that offensive balance. Is obviously Franklin Hayes is having a monster senior season, has some state records in front of him, but you're going to have to find some way to get that balance offensively to beat Apollo.
So the big thing with, just focusing on Franklin, now we don't have the dynamic running back in Hunter Bradley, which won us the game last time. Franklin actually had one of his lowest weekly outputs with only one touchdown, I believe 107 yards, was double covered all night long. And if that's the case, then you got to beat Apollo with multiple weapons. So the key is, can we do that? Can we get the ball? Can we, hand it off to several other people and be effective in that? If we can, then they're going to have a hard time beating us. If we feel like the only option is Frank, then it could be a long night.
Also from McCracken County tonight, handling their pressure. Talk about that a little bit.
So with the absence of Hunter Bradley, what they're going to try to do is they're just going to send everybody. I would say almost between 9 and 10 people in the box, and they're going to try to get to Elijah before he can do anything else. You're looking at an opportunity for Apollo to kind of pin their ears back and go get us. And I believe that's going to be their strategy. And can we handle that? Are we posed? Can we step up in the pocket? Can you give Elijah Wheat 2 seconds? And I think we can hurt people with that if we can.
And also tonight, last but not least, is second to last but not least, is limiting the explosive plays.
So one of the things about Apollo's offense is they feast on explosive plays, 20 yards or more. You saw that or heard that last time we played them. Lots of long runs, lots of explosive plays by both, Harold Hogg and also Damian Levinsky. Both of those guys are big play players, and if you can limit those, keep everything in front of you, keep them out of the from those long runs, then that's what their offense is built on. So that's how you can handle that.
And last but not least, the heads on straight. Talk about that.
So it's playoff football, and at that point, little mistakes start to hurt you. You could get away with 160 penalty yards against Christian County. You can't have that tonight. You can't have let your emotions rule the day as opposed to your common sense. And so right now, with it's a win or go home mentality, your job is to keep your head on straight. Always focus on the next play, not the last play. And if you can do that, then you're going to be in the moment. Then you'll be fine.
That is the Brandon Clifton Allstate Insurance for Success. And as I said, you deserve more than just 15 minutes of fame when it comes to your insurance coverage. Brandon Clifton with Allstate Insurance will give you all of that. He will make sure he takes all the time you need to get your insurance coverage correct. So call him on Monday, 270-442-8234, 270-442-8234. Are you in good hands? You are with Brandon Clifton and Allstate Insurance. As we get set for this one tonight, McCracken County and Apollo. It's about 14 minutes away here on 99.5 The Fan. We're going to do an abbreviated at first body of work. We'll have to take a timeout in the middle of it, Jared. But I'm going to go ahead and tee you up for the body of work tonight for the Apollo Eagles, knowing I will cut you off here in just a few minutes.
Absolutely. One of the things that we have to know about Apollo is, of course, their offense. Let's take a quick look at their record. They are 4-6. They're scoring about 36 points a game, giving up 44 points a game. So 4-6 on the season. Their wins coming against Warren Central. They also beat Meade County. Then they beat Marshall County. And then finally, I would say their biggest win of the season was last week when they beat Owensboro Catholic 56-35. They are averaging, hear this, 310 yards on the ground every game. They're giving up 137. So one thing about them is they're very big. Last time we played them, their two offensive tackles, I believe, were 6'6", 280 range, and both of those guys play on the defensive line as well. And so, the offense and defensive lines will have their hands full trying to contain Harold Hogg, but that big offensive line is going to have a hard time kind of keeping him contained. Looking at some statistics for them, Damian Levinsky, their quarterback, is 66 for 150, 66 passing completions with 150 attempts, 1,272 yards. Not an amazing stat line. He's not a passer. 11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. We already heard Harold Hogg's rushing numbers. Damian Levinsky, 79 rushes for 660 yards and 9 touchdowns. He will hurt you. He will hurt you because you're so focused on Harold Hogg. And then the two wide receivers you got to keep an eye on is number 3, Brandon Husk. He has 31 catches for 626 yards, their best wide receiver. And then a guy you're going to have to learn in a different situation is number 11, Jeffrey Johnson, 19 catches, 384 yards, and 4 touchdowns. The reason why I say that is he was the guy who was in press man coverage the entire night against Frank. And to this date, the best one at limiting Franklin. Franklin still got a couple big touchdowns. One of them came when Jeffrey Johnson tripped, and he, basically it was quite an easy touchdown pass and completion. And so you're going to be watching him on both sides of the ball, but especially on defense. I'm curious if they go back to Jeffrey Johnson trying to shut down Frank.
We are going to take a quick timeout as we have a moment of silence here in the national anthem. We will be back and continue the body of work in just a moment. Here we go. Back here at McCracken County High School as McCracken County getting set to take on the Eagles of Apollo on the Buffalo Wild Wings pregame show. Make your pregame or your postgame at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. Appetizers, entrees, desserts, and more. They have it at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. And they will also have the Kentucky-Tennessee football game on tomorrow night, as well as the Alabama-LSU football game tomorrow afternoon. The NFL action on Sunday. You can hear it at Buffalo Wild Wings in Paducah. Alongside Jared Adams, I'm Eric Chumler. Thanks for joining us here tonight. A decent crowd on hand tonight when you consider how cold it is. I do like, though, seeing some heaters brought from the house out here.
Portable heaters.
Out in the stands here. So if you're going to watch a football game, just bring you a heater.
Heaters and lots of blankets because these bleachers are ice cold.
That's exactly right. Just don't light the stadium on fire accidentally. That would be a...
Rather not wooden bleachers.
That's right. And so that is the action here tonight. Apollo and McCracken County. Both teams in their locker room. Final instruction. The captains making their way towards the 50-yard line. We will have the Kitmo Rental and Supply coin toss in just a little bit. Before we get back to the body of work, we do want to get to the Cellular Connection text hotline as Benson Etheridge is sending a huge shout-out to his daddy, Coach E, and the offensive line and the entire Mustang football team saying good luck. Thank you to Benson for that. Also, Yogi and Debbie Trice. Good to hear from both of you. Two great people right there. Say, go Mustangs. And so it is good to hear from the Trices tonight. That's brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Seaplant Federal Credit Union in Paducah. If you want to get a text shout-out tonight on the text hotline, text us your name along with any message you want to 270-557-8223. That's 270-557-8223. Let's take a look again at the body of work. And, Jared, if you will, continue where you left off, my friend.
Well, just looking at McCracken County, how they compare to Apollo. Points-wise, we score 43 points a game. They score 36. We give up 32 to their 44. So we have the better offense statistically. We have the better defense statistically. Rushing, we rush 221 yards, but we give up 241 yards. That's probably our weakest point is our rushing defense. And then passing, we're passing for 230 yards a game. Elijah Wheat's having himself a heck of a senior season. And the passing allowed is our best statistic. We're holding them to 150 yards per game. Elijah Wheat, check these numbers out. 132 completions, 239 passes, 2,312 yards, 31 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. That's a stat line right there for you. Elijah Wheat is really just coming into his own, and you hate that he's a senior because you just have enjoyed watching him for so many years. Watching his development into that sophomore who's not been given very many, not a long leash, to now as a senior. He's making a lot of those decisions. It makes Coach Clark's job really easy. And so Elijah Weed's doing great. In the rushing category, of course, we know about Hunter Bradley, 183 yards, 1,669 yards, 183 rushes, 1,669 yards, 22 touchdowns, cut short by injury last week. And what a kid. The second leading rusher is Jeremiah Hughes, 47 rushes, 325 yards. So we could see we depended on Hunter Bradley quite a lot. In the receiving category, Franklin is at 59 catches, 1,435 yards on the ground or through the air, 24 touchdowns. And then our second leading receiver is 21 catches, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns. That goes to Xander Mays. So you see that three-headed monster. Coach Clark would commonly refer to him as the triplets. One member short here tonight. I don't believe Hunter Bradley is here. He is. He is
here.
Oh, that's awesome.
He is with the team, I believe, in wheelchair tonight, but he is here in support, and you love to see it.
That's awesome. I knew that it was going to be iffy with the fact that he had surgery and trying to start that mending process. So love to see that.
And so we're going to jump ahead since they just completed the Coin toss to the starting lineups tonight for McCracken County as the Mustangs will start first defensively. Apollo won the toss. They want the football first, so they are going to get the football first. For the Mustang defense, the starting lineups tonight, it is Jared Adams.
At the defensive end is number 58, a junior, Dalton Skinner, 6'2", 197. The other defensive tackle is number 95, a senior, Ethan McKendry, 6'1", 228. The other defensive tackle is number 97, a sophomore, Isaiah Connor, 6'2", 247. The other defensive end is Leandre Bolin Jr. He's a sophomore, number 50, 5'11", 226. Inside linebackers are the pair of them, number 10, a junior, Hunter Vlack, 6'1", 195. And Isaiah Keys, number 42, a sophomore, 5'9", 199. The two outside linebacker positions, number 8, a junior, Ian McCune, 6'2", 184, and a senior, number 21, Colton Reeves, 6', 182. Into the secondary goes with our cornerbacks, number 27, a sophomore, Colton Crowell, 5'9", 150, and number 23, a junior, Kieran Perez, 6'4", 186. At free safety, topping it all off, is number 32, a senior, Tristan Hildreth, 5'10", 159.
So that is the defense for McCracken County that will make the football field first for the Mustangs. On the offensive side of the football, the starting lineup is as follows. At the left tackle position, number 72, Blakely Miller, a junior, 6'5", 274 pounds. At the left guard position, number 79, Tayton Bettinger, a junior, 5'11", 272 pounds. The center is number 68, Braden Glover, a senior, 6'3", 310 pounds. The right guard is Jamison Evers, a junior, 6 foot, 265 pounds, as the Apollo Eagles take the field off to our left. The Mustangs getting set now to take the field to our right as they are heading out at this time. And a nice ovation by the McCracken County Mustang faithful here tonight, as leading the way it is Hunter Bradley. That is a great sight to see, as Hunter Bradley is getting to lead the Mustangs on the field here tonight. That is cool.
That is really awesome. Hunter Bradley is well-loved, well-respected by everybody. You'd instantly see why as soon as you met the kid. He's a kid that is going to be a huge boost to them on the sideline just because he's here.
That's exactly right. And you can hear the fireworks off in the background. A great touch added tonight.
I like it.
As the Mustangs getting set. The right guard, number 75, Jamison Evers, a junior, 6 foot, 265 pounds. The right tackle, number 52, Gavin Trueblood, a junior, 5'11", 253 pounds. The receivers tonight at senior, 5'11", 198 pounds, is number 5, Franklin Hayes. At the other receiver, number 81, Xander Mays, a junior, 6 foot, 172 pounds. Another receiver tonight that will also play some tight end, number 83, Nick Masick, is a sophomore, 6'3", 177 pounds. The tight end tonight, number 33, Pete Holmes, a senior, 6'2", 253 pounds. The running back tonight, trying to take the role of Hunter Bradley as an injury, is Jeremiah Hughes Jr., a sophomore, 5'9", 168 pounds. The quarterback tonight, he has had a fantastic senior season, as Jared mentioned just a few minutes ago. It's number 11, Elijah Weed, a senior, 6'1", 185 pounds. That's the Mustang offense, going to take on the Apollo offense. It was 81-51, and 6 weeks ago when we were in Owensboro for that dandy of a battle. Hopefully, it's a little bit more defensive-minded here tonight.
Love to see a little lower score than that.
That's right. And so we will have all the action for you here on 99.5 The Fan. This is on YouTube audio only, as it will be no video tonight. The KHSAA does have a fee to broadcast live with video, and that is over $300. And obviously for a student-led department, that fee is expensive. And so it will be no video tonight, just audio. As the kick is in the air, and we are ready to go. It bounces at the 25. It's in the air. It's recovered by Apollo, but hit immediately by the Mustangs of McCracken County.
Oh, yeah, almost a huge mistake by Apollo. He lets it bounce in the air, and looks like Kieran Perez is right on him. Right away, drops him right where he stands. They're going to be starting at, looks like the 23, 24-yard line.
And so first down and 10 for McCracken County. for Apollo on their own 23-yard line here at McCracken County. One name to watch is Harold Hogg. We'll see if they go to him right away. They will. He goes straight up the middle, lunges across the 25 to the 26. Going to be a gain of about 3, making it 2nd and 7.
DeAndre Bolin Jr. on the tackle, coming in from that defensive end position. He was on the opposite side of the center from where the run was, but DeAndre Bolin is so good about getting down the line. Screaming down that line, dropping him for a 3-yard gain.
And so that makes it 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles now, as they're going to give it off to Hogg again. He tries to lunge for it and maybe gets 2 more yards. Going to make it 3rd and about maybe 3, let's call it.
One of the things that I saw last time we played is we had the ability to stop him. We'd stop him, big gain. And so, we've got to limit that big play. This is 3rd down. One of the keys that Coach Clark said was get off the field on 3rd down.
As it is 3rd down and 3. And there is a flag on the play. Is that a delay of game? In fact, no, it's going to be offsides against McCracken County. So that's going to give a 1st down to the Eagles.
Not a good start. You got to know in this situation, every time it's 3rd and short. We've shown the tendency to jump off sides. They're going to try, and that's a free 1st down. They didn't have to run a play. Got to keep an eye on the ball.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. No score just underway in this playoff football matchup as Levinsky is going to toss it to Hogg. He has a little bit of room, gets across the 35 out to about the 38. Looked to be quite a bit more room than transpired, and credit the Mustang defense for closing that up pretty quick.
Colton Reeves slowed him down by grabbing jersey, but then it was Colton Crowell coming up with a big hit from corner, drops him for only a 2-yard gain, maybe 3.
2nd and 7, let's call it, for the Eagles. Just underway, no score here at McCracken County High School. Thanks for joining us between the Mustangs and the Eagles here tonight. Levinsky is a junior, gets the snap, dropping back, throws right side, nearly picked off. It's incomplete.
Man, Colton Reeves right there on the pass disruption. He kind of reached back. It was thrown behind him, and he almost pulled that in one-handed. Regardless, brings up a 3rd and long. Got to be smart here in this situation, not give him 5 free yards.
Big moment here, 3rd down and 7 for the Mustang defense. No score. You can hear this crowd. They're making some noise and enjoying it early. 3rd down and 7. Handoff to Harold Hogg. He's hit in the backfield and dropped for a short loss.
Isaiah Keys screaming up the middle. Drops him. Love it.
4th down and 8. This Mustang team playing enthused to start. After giving up a 1st down, they now will hold Apollo and force them to punt. And so back deep for McCracken County, going to be number 21, Colton Reeves. We'll see how much pressure the Mustangs bring on the punt. As there's a little bit, it's loose, and it's going to be controlled by McCracken County.
Ian McCune handles it. The punter just drops it, and Ian McCune slides in and recovers the fumble. Nice punt.
That's right. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs on the 29 of Apollo.
Good start for McCracken County.
That is exactly right. And so the Mustangs will take over. And again, this was 132 points scored between these two teams 6 weeks ago in Owensboro. We'll see if that is anywhere close to the case here tonight. It's split backs with Elijah Wheat in the backfield. It is going to be a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. Look at this. He's got a big hole down the sideline, and he will be inside the 10 and brought down there. A nice gain of 20 makes it 1st down and goal at the 10.
Pete Holmes in the backfield as the lead blocker does a great job hooking the defensive end, leading to that gain down the sideline by Jeremiah Hughes.
That'll make it 1st down and 10, or I guess it is 1st down and goal. I was thinking it may have been just outside the 10, but they are going to say it's 1st and goal at the 10. Again, split backs with Wheat. He is going to hand it off to Jeremiah Hughes. He's trying to beat one man towards the sideline, and he'll be pushed out of bounds around the 7-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and goal from the 7.
It was a foot race to the end zone, and looks like the guy kind of shoved his shoulder pads, couldn't tackle him, and it caused Jeremiah to go out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
2nd and goal for the Mustangs. Just underway, no score. 9:07 In this opening quarter, Apollo had to punt, then fumbled. The Mustangs recovered and now looking to score first here tonight in this playoff football matchup. 15 seconds left on the play clock. And the Mustangs are set now at the line. Wheat with Jeremiah Hughes Jr. behind him. Gets the snap. Play action. Weed has a wide open football field in front of him for the touchdown.
Beautiful play call. Everyone and their mother, or everyone except Elijah Wheat went left. And so the defense, and it was a bootleg to the end zone.
And so the Mustangs lead 6-0 to start. You could not ask for a better start, I do not believe, all around for McCracken County.
One of the things we did last time, we stole about 5 points through going for 2 after touchdowns. Let's see if we'll do that again.
The Mustangs lining up for 2, and now they are going to set up for the extra point. So it will be Schofield to kick the extra point opportunity. Snap good, hold good. Kick is a line drive. And it is good as it narrowly misses my vehicle in the parking lot. Kind of held my breath there as that one.
Pretty than that.
That's right. Normally they kick it with a little bit more air, but that one was a liner, and so I'm immediately regretting my parking decision tonight.
But have a little air conditioning on the ride home.
It was 5 years ago yesterday, actually.
I remember that.
They kicked one into my back windshield. So that may be what happens here again tonight.
I'll give Ben $10 if he does it.
And so that's something to watch here tonight. Hopefully we score a whole lot more on the other end zone. And so that's
the second quarter.
That's right. And so the Mustangs lead 7-0. We have some shout-outs to get to. We'll do that here in just a moment after McCracken County will kick off. What a drive, though, for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that was pretty well scripted. You're looking at run left, run right, and then a fake the handoff to Jeremiah Hughes again, and then bootleg to Elijah Wheat, untouched. No one even realized he had the ball until he was at about the 2-yard line.
And so it will be Schofield to kick. It's a high end-over-end kick, and it will be caught at the 21 and returned out to the 25 and brought down immediately at the 27. This team is playing enthused tonight.
That is Joe Casey, the sophomore. By the way, quick shout-out. The Keys, the Haydens, the Helmiches, and the Masics are holding it down. That's Colton Hayden's dad says sophomores rule.
That's right. And so that is a shout-out. I have several on my phone to get to after I put these out on social media. The score is 7-0. McCracken County on top. Apollo trying to find an answer after it was essentially a 3-and-out on the first drive as Harold Hogg gets the handoff, and he is upended after a gain of about 2. The Mustangs are going to make sure he does not get 350 yards rushing on us tonight.
Colton Reeves there on the tackle, kind of a diving tackle, trips him up. Great job by him. Colton Reeves has become the center of this defense, leading the team in tackles. They send him on blitzes, and he's so productive on those blitzes that it allows us to get a lot of negative yards.
2nd and 7. As Levinsky hands it off again to Hogg. This time he scoots behind a couple of tackles and it will get about 5 yards on 2nd down to make it a close 3rd down and 2. Want to give a shout out to my in-laws and their 50th wedding anniversary tonight. So they've been celebrating with a dinner at Doe's. So congratulations to Richard and Vicki Burgess. Also Rick and Rosemary listening in tonight. Rick Pittman, thank you for that. And as always, want to give a shout out to Danny Perkins as Henderson County leads Davis County 3-0. 3rd down and short for Apollo here. It's a handoff to Hogg, and he's hit and dropped in the backfield.
Dalton Skinner, Lord, dropped him before he got a thought out. The last play, Isaiah Keys was on a blitz play side and almost blew that play up. So they got some things dialed up, and they got some predictions, and they're hitting them. They're hitting, predicting where he's going, and they're setting guys. I don't know if there's a read they're looking at or what, but you're seeing heavy blitzes right where the line of attack is. Something that Apollo Eagles are going to have to adjust.
4th down and 2. Apollo looking to punt. 7-0 McCracken County as pressure's coming. This is a nice spiraling punt. And it's a fair catch made by, after a little bit of contact, Colton Reeves made the catch. But some after effects by Apollo, but no flags on the play. I also want to give a shout out to Jennifer Smith listening in tonight, as she was the one that was shooting off the fireworks a little bit earlier, and that was great.
A little bit of a pyro.
And so it was a phenomenal job seeing the Mustangs coming out under those fireworks. But the Mustangs lead 7-0, now trying to add to it. Those shout-outs brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Seaplant in Paducah. As Wheat gets the snap, he's looking to air it down the right sideline. It is caught inside the 40. A nice job to Xander Mays.
Wow, back shoulder throw. Xander Mays leaps, spins around in the air to catch that thing on the right numbers. Beautiful catch by the junior. Thought that was going to Frank. I think they did too. A beautiful throw, but amazing catch by Xander Mays.
This team is playing as sharp as we've seen them in a couple of weeks.
I think seeing Hunter Bradley on the sideline, not being able to play, there's definitely a feeling of playing for Hunter.
And so the play is blown dead. Not quite sure the situation. They're bringing in the side judge, maybe replacing the football a little bit. I'm not sure what the deal is.
They tossed the football off the field thinking it was like a punt, and they were exchanging footballs, and so they were without one, I think.
And so just a little bit of miscommunication. These officials, I believe, from the 3rd region, I believe, out near Elizabethtown. First down and 10 for McCracken County inside the Apollo 40 at the 36. Wheat going to air it down the left sideline, looking for Masick. It's incomplete.
Had a flag on that, too.
A lot of contact, as you can hear some of the fans in front of us disagreeing with that.
By the way, Masick is stepping into Jeremiah Hughes' spot. He's more of the backup tight end, the second tight end. I wouldn't call him a backup. He gets a lot of playing time. But now he's the slot receiver. And so he's going to be, being playing a different role, and something, by the way, he can handle quite easily.
Second down and 10 for McCracken County as they now try the muddle. As the muddy huddle, as it's called, Wheat dropping back, steps into the pocket, throws it left side. It's complete to Franklin. He has it across the 30, has the first down across the 25. First down and 10 for the Mustangs.
Beautiful pass. What they're doing is Jeremiah Hughes was in the backfield on that one. Franklin Hayes in the backfield. Several guys are kind of playing that role of running back. Jeremiah Hughes coming off the field limping. In comes Carter Rowland.
Do not need him gone for very long. He does look like he is able to move under his own power, though, just limping a little bit. Hopefully that he can get him back out there sooner rather than later. And so it'll be first down and 10 for the Mustangs on the 26 of Apollo, leading 7-0. Wheat gets the snap, hands it off. It is across the 25 and a couple of yards later. Couldn't quite tell. Was that Carter Rowland?
That was Carter Rowland. It looks like a good 3, maybe 4-yard gain.
And so Carter making it 2nd and 6 on the carry. Several shout-outs to get to. We'll do that in just a little bit.
Carter Rowland's nickname is Gravy. Not because he likes gravy or he's smooth or something, but because Hunter Bradley's is Biscuit.
There you go. So Biscuit and Gravy. As Wheat rolls to his right, now looking to air it out over the middle of the field. It is nearly brought down by Franklin as he was at the 5, and I think hearing footsteps might have made him just think a little bit too much about the catch, and it fell incomplete.
It's an interesting play. What it is everything's going right. Elijah Wheat rolls out right, then stops and does like a Brett Favre throw across the field to Franklin, who was, by the way, wide open.
Yes, he was.
Great play call. Just couldn't execute it.
The Mustang offense, credit to Coach Clark and the Mustangs. They have so far a great play call, leading 7-0, 5:50 here in the first quarter.
Third down.
And now Coach Clark wants to take a timeout to talk about it. We will look at the text hotline and get in some shout-outs. As the shout-out to the son-in-law, Coachy, from Jeff and Holly McCluskey. Want to say, go Mustangs. So good to hear from you guys. You can give us a text. Let us know you're listening. 270-557-8223. 270-557-8223. Brought to you by the Sailor Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer.
Quick thought on Coach Etheridge, one of the most respected coaches on the coaching staff. He's from, I believe, Illinois, because he's the only one out there in short sleeves. He's out there. Everyone else is bundled up like we're in Antarctica, and he's out there in a T-shirt.
I love it. I would be the one that's in 45 layers of clothing, and he would be making me look bad.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure he coached last in Illinois, northern Illinois maybe. So this is summer breezy weather right here.
And whereas what we had at the beginning of the year was just straight torture. It is 3rd down and 6 for McCracken County as Weed escapes the pocket. Going to make it himself. He has a lot of room inside the 5 and knocked out. Actually, they're going to say he walked out around the 11, but that is good for a 1st down as Elijah kind of making something out of nothing there.
And we heard off air Wednesday night that they're going to try to look at Elijah Week on the ground because no one has any film on him doing that because it's been Hunter Bradley and no need for anything else.
So 1st and goal for the Mustangs at, I guess they're going to call it right at the 10. 7-0 McCracken County, 5:43 here in this opening quarter. Franklin Hayes goes in motion. Wheat going to take it himself straight up the middle. Gains about 2. Going to be 2nd and goal from the 8.
Sending Jeremiah Hughes in motion. They send the guy with him. They're trying to key in on those out of the backfield passes that we have come to use a lot of.
Nice crowd on hand when you consider the weather and the circumstances. Brian Phelps tweets in from the crowd. I saw him out here earlier. The weather is cold, but the Mustangs are hot. Can't agree any more with that than right now. They are playing phenomenal, leading 7-0. 5 minutes here in the 1st quarter. Wheat, play action. He's going to roll it out to Frank. He dives towards the end zone for the touchdown. That is touchdown number 25 on the year for Franklin Hayes.
Able to stick that in the end zone. It was a little play action, and he was in the backfield as the quote-unquote lead back, and he chipped off that defensive end and then sprinted to the flats where a nice pass from Elijah Wheat enables him to dive into the end zone.
And that makes it 13-0. See what the Mustangs do on the extra point. If they want to kick it, they will. Hold your breath. Hope they miss my vehicle. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is a line drive, and it just missed it. It made the field goal. It missed my car. It is offsides on Apollo.
Can we just count it?
We'll see what the Mustangs do. I would say they're going to accept it unless they want to go for 2.
Good decline.
So they're going to try to kick it again to just straight annoy me. It is
$10 per window.
That's
Ben Schofield.
right. And so they are going to kick it again and give Schofield another opportunity from a yard closer. It's a good snap. It's a good hold. It is a line drive kick. That hit it. It didn't hit the bottom bumper, but it hit it. The field goal is good, and that makes it 14-0. Jared, what a job by the Mustangs overall in both sides of the football.
So one of the keys of the game, in my opinion, was to spread the ball around, and you've seen that so far. Not in just player, but also in formation. You saw Franklin catch one out of the backfield. We saw him catch one in the flats. You saw him in a crossing route. So they're using him in many different ways, but they've also hit Xander Mays on a beautiful pass. They were targeting Nick Masick. Jeremiah Hughes has gotten the ball. Carter Rowland has gotten the ball. And so this is a team effort here, trying to keep Apollo on their toes after they had such a heavy dose of Hunter Bradley. They really don't know who else is on our team.
It is a great job by Coach Clark, just basically making opponents destroy the tape they have on us this year and look at just trying to find a different way to defend us. He's used Elijah Weed as a running quarterback tonight. He's put Jeremiah Hughes in the backfield. He's put Carter Rowland in the backfield, different guys at wide receiver, and just making opponents have to figure out how to play us all over again. here in the playoffs.
And the other story is the defense.
That's right. It has been phenomenal so far. As this one's fumbled at the 20, and it's going to be Apollo recovering it and losing yardage on special teams.
Goodness.
It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Eagles on their own 18.
They haven't figured out that kick yet. They've let the first one bounce. The second one they dropped them where they stood, and they fumbled the third kickoff. Not going well so far for the Apollo Eagles.
So that makes it 1st down and 10 for Apollo. I want to give a shout out to Keith and Lisa Jarrell listening in, and appreciate the kind words, Keith. As that's brought to you by the Cellular Connection on Lone Oak Road. As this is a pass complete left side at the 25 out to the 30, and it's going to be a 1st down out to the 35-yard line for Apollo. That's kind of some of the momentum they need, now trailing 14-0.
Yeah, and went to somebody besides Harold Hogg. If I'm not mistaken, besides an incomplete pass earlier, Hogg has gotten every play they've had so far and before that one.
1st down and 10 for Apollo on their own 35. 14-0 McCracken County. As the play is blown dead, it's a false start against the Eagles. So 1 step forward, 2 steps back right now for Apollo.
I love watching a kid like Isaiah Keys. He's in he's the inside linebacker, and he's so good at blitzing. He's getting in there. He had a free shot at the quarterback if that play would have stood. They're moving him all over the place. He's only a sophomore. 1st
down and 15 now for the Eagles on their own 30. Dropping back to pass Levinsky. It's nearly picked off, but it's complete at the 35 out to the 40. That's going to make it 2nd down and 5 after the gain of 10 that almost ended up complete disaster for the Eagles.
Yeah, I had to throw that to a kid in the flat, and we had a guy underneath him who almost had it, but was able to go over his outreached hands for a good 10-yard gain.
2nd and 5 now for the Eagles on their own 40. The Mustangs lead 14-0, 3:45 in this opening quarter. Levinsky looking over the McCracken defense, gets the snap, dropping back, throws over the middle. It's nearly picked off again. It is incomplete, and great coverage on the play by Trusden Hildreth.
Trusden Hildreth gets his arm in there and pulls the ball out. Great defense by the senior there, trying through the air to find something, and so far our pass defense has been pretty stout.
And so that makes it a 3rd down and 5. The Mustang fans making some noise.
Pretty good crowd here.
What a job by the crowd here tonight. There's the snap. Hand off to Harold Hogg. No, a keeper by the quarterback, and he gets just enough for the 1st down as he gets across the 45 to the 46. Cannot say enough about this crowd tonight here on this cold night at McCracken County.
There's a lot of Mustangs braving the weather, which we were curious who would show up, and I'm impressed.
I am too. They are making some noise. 1st down and 10 now for Apollo on their own 46. The Mustangs lead it 14-0, trying to hold now the Eagles and get the football back. As Levinsky, their quarterback, changing the play at the line. He then gets the snap, drops back under some pressure, and he's sacked.
No, that was Leandre Bolin Jr., I believe his 10th sack of the year.
And a shout out from Coach Pat saying, "Get 'em, boys." They did just that. Also, Sheila Davis listening saying, "Win the day." The Mustangs are doing that here at the moment. Those shout outs brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Seaplant in Paducah. It's 2nd down now and 19 for Apollo, trailing McCracken 14-0, 2:40 in the 1st. Apollo on its own 37. Levinsky dropping back under more pressure. He's going to air it down the right sideline as he looks for Husk. It's incomplete. They are going to throw the flag and say pass interference on McCracken County.
A two-hand shove of the wide receiver. He couldn't, he was face guarding him, and he kind of ran into him.
And so that will make it, instead of 2nd and 19,
I believe it's 1st down.
And so it will be I did not see where the ball was and can't recall where the ball was as they mark it off now. That will put it on the McCracken 48. Again, the Mustangs lead 14-0. Playing well on both sides of the football. The defense looking very sharp. The offense as well.
15-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 4.
As that is on the 48 of McCracken now. 2:27 in the first, 14-0 McCracken County. Levinsky with Harold Hogg in the backfield. Harold had 350 yards rushing on us back in September when we were in Owensboro. The Mustangs doing a nice job keeping him in check. Snap to Levinsky. He ends it off. Nope, keeps it himself, does Levinsky, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about 1. That'll make it 3rd down and 3.
DeAndre Bolin Jr. is playing inspired football. In on the tackle is also Isaiah Keys and Colton Reeves. Those 3 right there represent the heart of this defense. Been everywhere tonight, been everywhere pretty much all game, all season.
That'll make it 3rd down for the Eagles, as that will also bring the crowd back into it.
Watch the ball, they're jumping outside.
3rd down and 3. Levinsky gets the snap, dropping back, pump fakes, now moves forward, trying to run for it, and he will get it by a yard, I think.
He fumbles too.
He was able to get it back. It's going to depend on the spot, and I think the spot is good enough for a 1st down as they just now put it down. I think that
by half yard.
I think you're right. It is a 1st down.
Thought we had him in the backfield. He kind of slipped out and able to gain a couple yards. Now that was aided by a 15-yard penalty. The first drive, they had a 1st down by penalty. One of the things we got to do is clean up those penalties. We're giving them free 1st downs.
Henderson County leads Davis County 5-0 early in the 2nd quarter.
Must have been a safety.
Or they're playing baseball. 1st down and 10 as it's thrown right side. Incomplete as it was nearly picked off on the play. Kieran Perez right there, making it 2nd and 10.
Travinsky, the quarterback, is not necessarily known for his passing ability. He's had several errant throws, and if he keeps hanging it out there tonight, I think we'll actually get one eventually. We've been in the area multiple times. One kind of hit our hands. We could get ourselves a little interception here. That would be great for us.
Shout out to Preston Snelling as he chimes in on Twitter. 2nd down and 10 for the Eagles. It's a toss to Harold Hogg. He cuts it up at the 35 and met by a host of Mustangs for no gain.
Led by Isaiah Keys. Isaiah Keys, I don't know if you get the opportunity to meet Isaiah Keys, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. What a nice young man.
Mm-hmm.
A great family, but him himself, what a great kid. You've never met a more respectful, fairly quiet, but has a nice wit about him. He's just in a heck of a football player.
Here come the fans. 3rd down and 10. Snap to Levinsky, dropping back, looking to pass. Those over the middle. It's caught. It is going to be just short of a 1st down by about 1.5 yards. It's on the 35, definitely 4-down territory. So the Eagles look like they're going to try to go for it. With 17 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, we'll see if they try to get this play off before the quarter is over. I don't think they will. I think they're going to go to the halftime locker room. I'm sorry. We do play 4 quarters, not 2 halves.
Is that the way it happens?
I had a momentary lapse. That's what you get when you try to read Twitter and try to broadcast at the same time. It finally got me. But that's going to end the 1st quarter. We do play another quarter before halftime.
Good.
And so we're going to go do that. When we return, the Mustangs lead 14-0 going to the 2nd. Yeah, 2 halves in the major sports. Big fourth down coming up. It's 4th down and 1 for the Eagles on their McCracken 35-yard line as we start this second quarter. The McCracken leads 14-0 as a snap and handoff and dropped in the backfield for a loss.
Want to guess who? Wanna? Isaiah Keys.
My goodness, have yourself a night, my friends.
My goodness. That kid is everywhere.
And so the Mustangs will take over. What a job tonight by McCracken County all around. That's just in a quarter and a play. You need to continue that through all 4 quarters, but so far the Mustangs looking great. It will be 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs on their own 37-yard line, leading 14-0 against the Eagles.
Still looking down at Etheridge. He's in a baseball cap and a T-shirt down there.
Breaking a sweat.
Everyone else is in a
I love it.
Winter cap and gloves.
1st down and 10 as they send Xander Mays in motion. Snap. It's going to be a handoff as Jeremiah Hughes Jr. gets it across the 40, across the 45, has a hold down the right sideline.
No flags.
1 man to beat. Take it to the house. Jeremiah Hughes Jr. 63 yards on the touchdown.
Gavin Trueblood. Huge block by him to spring him. Huge block.
That was all around great by the Mustang 11 on the football field. And just unbelievable what these Mustangs are doing to Apollo out of the gates tonight.
We might be home early this. No, I said it.
Oh, you said it.
I said it. That comment. I'm sorry, I can't. Last time I did that, it was Dyer County.
Yep, and we did not get the running clock. Snap's good, hold good. Kick is up. It is good with 11:40 here in the second quarter.
I'm just saying, in contrast to the last time we played Apollo.
My goodness, it was 51 points we gave up Apollo. We scored 81. We may get that number. Again, I shouldn't say that, but our defense, though, playing phenomenal, and they seem to remember what it was like against Apollo the last go-around. They are closing the door right now on the Eagles.
Something defensively we're keying on because we got guys in the right spot every time. You know, we are blitzing the right hole. We're making the right reads. We've got a beat on them right now offensively because what we're doing is we're sending pressure, and that pressure is right where they're running it every time.
And so 21-0, 11:40 here in the second quarter. McCracken County on top. Now they will kick back off to the Eagles of Apollo and try to keep the momentum going. Offensively and defensively right now, the Mustangs playing sharp, playing enthused.
Playing for Hunter Bradley.
That is for sure. If you're just joining us, Hunter Bradley is here tonight. And via wheelchair, they were leading him out on the football field when the team came out.
I was super nervous about it, though. They were all around him.
That's
I'm like,
right.
Don't tip him.
Just be careful.
Yeah.
As he is doing well, we hear, and it's good to see him with his team here tonight. It is a onside kick attempt and a great job by Apollo
Mickey
to recover it. That's right. Otherwise, that would have been McCracken football. It was perfectly placed almost by Schofield.
Another 2 inches and it would have dropped on the ground and we might have recovered it. But regardless, I like the variety of kicks we're using tonight and trying to keep them off balance. This is their best starting position at the 42-yard line.
And so, 1st down and 10 for the Eagles on their own 42. 21-0. Levinsky with Hogg beside him, gets the snap, dropping back, looking to air it down the right sideline. 1-on-2 coverage, it's incomplete. As double coverage and great coverage by McCracken County by Colton Reeves and Kieron Perez.
Did a good job of getting his head around and finding that ball and able to knock it down. Got Colton in so many different positions on this field. So that was a too-high safety look. Most of the time they're in one high. That's what Treston Hildreth is in a one-high safety look. But they dropped 2 there into cover 2, able to cover that.
As it is a snap to Hogg. Has some room across the 40 out to the 44. Going to be a gain of about 3, making it 3rd and 7.
Looks like Hunter Vlack on the tackle. Read that perfectly, able to stretch that out and pretty much contain Harold Hogg tonight.
3rd and 8. They're going to call it for the Eagles as the Mustangs lead 21-0. Third down and 8 as the Eagles come to the line. Levinsky with Hogg to his left. He has another back behind him. I believe that would be Doherty. Mustang fans making some noise. There's the snap. Handoff to Hogg. Hit in the backfield and dropped again. They are bound and determined to not allow him to go off tonight.
If you stop him, you stop this team. That was Jackson Gruber who got the first hit there. Followed it up by, I couldn't tell who the second one was, but Jackson Gruber kind of knocked him off balance and able to get the tackle.
And that'll make it 4th down and 10, and the Eagles will have to punt. My goodness, this team playing phenomenal. It's a nice punt that goes inside the 40 and will bounce sideways out of bounds at the 34.
Once again, a phenomenal job by the defense. You can't ask for better defense right here. They've maybe had 2 first downs, maybe 3, 2 of them aided by penalties. And so far, we have their number.
It is a complete turn right now from what we watched in Owensboro 6 weeks ago. It's 21-0 McCracken County. 81-51 was the score 6 weeks ago. 51 yards offense so far by the Eagles.
Most of that through the air.
And so the Mustangs doing a nice job just keeping that at bay. So Wheat sent Franklin Hayes in motion. It's going to be offsides against Apollo. So when it rains, it pours right now for the Eagles.
Yeah, they really can't find any traction right now. They need something to go their way, be it a turnover, a defensive stop, some kind of offensive rhythm, but really they're totally out of it. In all phases of the game, they're not winning. You had the bad punt, the miscues on the kickoff return. They need something to go their way tonight.
1st and 5 for the Mustangs on their own 40, leading 21-0 as he's looking to air it down the right sideline. It is to Frank. He's almost got it. As that went through his hands, incomplete, and I mean it. The defender tried to play it risky, went after the football and whiffed, so there was not anyone within 15 to 20 yards of him, and I think Frank knew it.
What you saw right there is, a beautiful play call. Coach Clark is really doing well with a little bit of adversity, and that adversity comes in the form of losing about almost 2,000 yards of offense from Hunter Bradley.
This team is playing inspired. It was a little bit of a lackadaisical night last week against Christian County, getting the win, but just not looking all that impressive as McCracken County going to take a timeout. It was an impressive night by the defense. I don't want to shortchange them by any stretch of the imagination, but it just felt like there was not much energy on the football field last week. That is a complete 180 tonight. This team is out there and playing well.
I think the big difference is the fact that we have rhythm. There's not penalty yards after penalty yards. We're getting in a rhythm. Defensively, we're motivated. The defense was very embarrassed when they played Apollo last time, giving up a 400-yard rusher. You're looking at a defense who came out here with something to prove. That was a fluke. We're much better now, and so far they proved it tonight.
21-0, McCracken on top, 9:46 in this second quarter. Apollo just 50-something yards of offense. McCracken, though, a whole lot more than that, as they have really just found the recipe for success against the Eagles. And trying to continue that lead. They do not want to let up. This Apollo team can score and score in a hurry. So the Mustangs have it. It is 2nd and 5. As it's a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. as he's roped around the 40 and brought down right there after a gain of about 1.
They're going to try to give him 2. At least that's where the line judge has. Forward progress makes that 3rd and 3. Looks like he got slowed down because he kind of lost control of the ball a little bit and had to kind of spin around to re-secure it, and that stopped his forward momentum.
3rd down and 3. Mays in motion. Wheat gets the snap. He's rolling to his left. Throws to Mays. It is complete. He has the 1st down and then some across the 50 and gets out of bounds around the 40-yard line. The Mustangs, Coach Clark and company just drawing up all the right plays right now.
Just a note on Xander Mays. His brother is here, Skylar Mays, a former McCracken County football player in from Eastern Illinois University who plays football for him. Maybe having his brother in attendance is really sparking him because he's having quite the game.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the Apollo 40. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. 21-0 McCracken County. Jeremiah Hughes Jr. in motion. Wheat gets the snap, rolling to his right, looking over the middle of the field, throws to the right side of the field. It's incomplete as he tried to air that one down to Frank around the 20. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
One thing I love is there's no 2 plays where it's the same formation. And McCracken County's offense is up for the challenge of a different formation every play. These kids, this is the 3rd year in the offense, and you can tell they're comfortable with it. That's how Coach Clark gains his advantage. Is he's going to personnel group, he's going to sub, he's going to many different formations, trying to find an advantage.
2nd and 10 for the Mustangs on the Apollo 40. Jeremiah Hughes Jr. in motion. Wheat looks down the left sideline. It is incomplete as Franklin Hayes covered closely. That'll make it 3rd down and 10.
Try to do a back shoulder throw to Franklin. It was a little ahead of him, and it actually might have hit the defender in the back.
That'll make it 3rd down and 10 for McCracken County, as I said earlier on the Apollo 40, leading 21-0. And playing well in front of a very nice McCracken crowd here tonight who has made some noise. Love this playoff atmosphere here at McCracken County. 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Jeremiah Hughes Jr. in motion. Wheat dropping back, rolling to his right, airs it down the right side of the field. It is incomplete. A nice job by Xander Mays actually preventing an interception. That'll make it 4th down and 10.
Yeah, he had to reach back and slap that out of the defender's hands. That brings up, we might go for it.
I think this is kind of pretty good territory to try to go for it, even at 4th down and 10. I wouldn't be wrong with it. But I think the Mustangs are going to punt, and the way the defense is playing, I really can't blame them.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pin him back and give him a long field to defend.
Really would not have had an issue with either decision there.
Love to see him try to do a coffin kick.
And just
Coffin
bury
corner.
it in the corner.
Yeah.
As it's a low snap, great pick by Xander, and he puts a pretty good boot to it considering as it will go out of bounds somewhere between the 30 and the 20. But that easily could have been disaster if that finds a way to take a bad hop and get behind him.
Yeah, I don't know if he was a little deep or what, but that thing bounced about 5 yards in front of him, and Xander scooped it up and was able to get it off. Regardless, they're starting from their 26-yard line.
1st down and 10 for the Eagles. As McCracken leads 21-0, 8:31 here in the first half.
This deep in the season, you can tell the defense has gotten their rotation in. You're seeing a lot of kids being rotated in and out, trying to maximize their strengths.
Snap. It's a handoff to Harold Hogg as he bursts forward for nothing. Really maybe a gain of 1, possibly 2, making it 2nd and 8.
Looks like Jackson Gruber in on the first one on the stop. He's been everywhere this second half of the season. Sometimes outside linebacker, sometimes inside linebacker, playing lots of different positions for him.
2nd and 8 for McCracken County as their quarterback Levinsky airs it out towards the middle of the field. It is picked off on the play as Colton Reeves at the 45, now at the 50. Cuts it up at the 45, and a flag comes in at the 40, but he's going to be brought down around the 33-yard line. Nice pick on the play, Colton Reeves.
4 flags.
My goodness.
It might have been the same issue, but we got a little hungry there. They might have either said the same thing or everyone screwed up. I don't know.
And so we will discuss the 7 flags on the field.
Still a turnover.
How many penalties did we have last week altogether between the two teams?
245 yards. 15-yard penalty blocking the back right there.
But that is after the play.
Yep. By the way, beautiful interception. Thrown long. Colton covered over the top. Twisted back to catch it, and he returned it a good, 30, 40 yards. Minus 15 now. No, it's not.
And so McCracken will have it. 1st and 10 on the Apollo. 47, they're going to call it. As Weed hands it off to Carter Rowland as he gets across the 45 out to the 44, gain of about 3.
You're seeing Carter Rowland's running style right in front of us. It's low to the ground, bowling ball style, the gravy train.
I love it.
He won't. He actually doesn't like the nickname.
And so he wants that nickname to cease immediately.
I'm sorry, Carter.
And so 2nd down and 6. Let's call it 7 for McCracken County on the 44 of Apollo, leading 21-0. 7 minutes here in the first half. Alongside Jared Adams, I'm Eric Chumbler. Thanks for joining us here tonight. Wheat hands it off to Carter Rowland. A big hole across the 30 to the 20 to the house. Touchdown McCracken County. What a start by the Mustangs.
Biscuit must be happy because Gravy got some touchdown right there.
My goodness, 44 yards, and this team is playing inspired football tonight. And the fans are loving it. What a night, Jared Adams.
Yeah, it's been really good. Really clicking. Needed something to play for, and Hunter Bradley is providing that with him, especially since he's on the sideline with them.
Snap is up, kick is up, I should say, and it is good. 6:51 in the second quarter. The Mustangs tack on, and these fans appreciate it as the Mustangs lead 28-0. Can't say enough. Coach Clark and the Mustangs using what happened last week and playing hard this week, just playing motivated.
Not only that is, they're really, really confusing Apollo because they don't know where they're going. In comes Carter Rowland, who they haven't seen on film. Jeremiah Hughes is the starting running back. Then they put him in a different position. And so everyone thinks, it's going to go to Frank, it's going to go to Jeremiah, going to go to someone else. And then Carter Rowland, pretty much a dive right up the middle and off to the races.
And so 6:51 in the second quarter. Apollo is shell-shocked, I think is a safe way to put it, Jared.
Absolutely.
And now McCracken County will do the honors of kicking off once again. Now up by 4 touchdowns. And this crowd's been phenomenal. This is a playoff crowd.
Yeah, I love the fact that McCracken County has come out and endured the cold to watch McCracken County play football. Even some students here.
That's right. Schofield will kick back off. Kathy Hasty listening in from Louisville, Kentucky, saying go Mustangs. That brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Seaplant in Paducah. So McCracken up 28-0. Schofield to do the honor. As the kick's in the air, it's a nice end-over-end kick. It's going to push Apollo back to the 12 to bring it forward to the 20. And brought down right there by the Mustang special teams.
Great job by the special teams tonight. Able to drop him right where he stood. He might have gotten a yard there, but so far special teams tonight has been a nice bright spot for us.
Also want to give a shout-out to Tish Maviano listening in Louisville. So we mentioned the volleyball program. A great job by the Lady Mustangs. Season coming to an end today, but a wonderful 32-win season by the McCracken County Lady Mustangs and representing Mustang Nation well all season long.
And a great senior class too that we're losing too.
First and 10 for Apollo on their own 20 as Harold Hogg is hit at the line and dropped. What a job, even for a loss of 1.
It looks like Leandre Bolin Jr. there. So many guys contributing defensively tonight to what has been a stellar performance.
I want to give a shout out to my mom who just tuned in tonight, saying apparently the Mustangs don't need our help tonight. It has been an unbelievable job by McCracken County so far. 2nd and 11. Apollo on their own 20. Actually, their own 19, I'm sorry. As Levinsky throws it right side, nearly picked off, but it's deflected away. It looked to be deflected by Hunter Vlack.
Yeah, he got a hand on it, wasn't able to pull it in, but a diving deflection by Hunter Vlack. He's played well tonight here, too. Maybe it's the Hunter name.
I love it. Trainer Aaron Swain from the sideline giving us a shout out.
Is he listening?
I think he had a quick moment. They may have it in the tunnel somewhere where he is on where he can hear as Apollo wants to take a timeout with 3rd and 11. In their own 19 with 6:01 left in the first half. The Mustangs lead 28-0. Jared keeping it here. This team, the football they are playing here tonight, it is just, I don't know if we've watched a McCracken have so far against the quality opponent like Apollo, where they have played sharp from beginning to end on both sides of the football. We've had some sharp football games, but on both sides of the football from beginning to this moment, it's the best they've looked this year.
And all 3 phases of the game have looked good, but it's the way they're doing it offensively that I'm most impressed with, because so many guys are getting touches, so many guys are getting shots, and, you know, everyone, you know, is looking at Franklin Hayes, and you should. He's had a great year. But then Carter Rowland rolls off a 42-yard touchdown run. You know, it's that kind of night for McCracken County. Defensively, so many good things happening for us. Really, really taking to heart the challenge of, you know, if I was the coach, all I'd have to do is post their stats last time we played them and make that the challenge to the kids, and they've really responded well.
3rd down and 11 for the Eagles on their own 19-yard line. Levinsky under pressure, steps into the pocket, throws, it's incomplete. Another nice job by the Mustangs secondary. It's going to be 4th down.
Great job by Kieran Perez. All over that receiver, able to knock the ball away.
28-0 McCracken County. The Mustangs really each possession.
By the way, if you're wondering who the Cowbells are, that is the Hayden family, the Keys family, the Helmich family, the Bennett family, out there providing the cowbell noise that they call, what do they call themselves? The Cowbell Gang.
I like it. As it is a punt, it's a sidewinding kick. Fair catch called for and made at the 42 of Apollo. So the Mustangs looking to add to this 28-0 lead. 5:47 in the first half. 1st down and 10 for McCracken County. It is a cold night out here. It started 29 degrees, and it is rapidly dropping, we are told. It's not the same in here, but
no offense, but
it is a little bit warmer.
It's kind of steamy a little bit. I mean, I
may have to ask Coach Etheridge for that short sleeve T-shirt he wears out there on the sideline. He is in a short sleeve T-shirt if you're just joining us. One of our assistant coaches, a great assistant coach at that.
Offensive coordinator.
That's right. As there's the snap to Wheat. He's looking to air it down the left sideline. It is caught by Frank. It's a touchdown, McCracken County.
Franklin
what
Hayes.
A job.
Is that 26?
It is.
26 on the season for Franklin Hayes. 2 shy of the state record.
And that was 42 yards on the first play from scrimmage.
That was a very simple route. It's called a go. Him and the guy covering him have a sprinting race, and Franklin won. Oh, by the way, you couldn't ask for a better place for football. I mean, there was maybe a yard, maybe a half a yard between them, dropped perfectly into Franklin's hands.
It's a 2-point conversion. The Mustangs looking to go for it this time. As Wheat gets the snap. It is going to be throw left side complete to Holmes for the 2-point conversion and the running clock.
Now I can say it. I'm not going to have to knock on any more wood.
That's
this thing's
right.
rolling.
The running clock is in effect. Just an absolutely dominating outing tonight for McCracken County from the word go, playing inspired football on both sides, leading at 36-0.
This is probably exactly how the last meeting should have gone.
Instead, it was an 81-51 slugfest.
Correct.
That ended about 3 a.m. McCracken leads 36-0 as I try to find the Davis County, Henderson County score. It is 13-0 Henderson County. So the winner of that game will play the winner of this game. If it's McCracken County, it will be here.
What's the score of that one? Sorry.
13-0. This fan base is rocking the stadium right now.
I love it.
Yes.
All right, so the current stats are 262 yards for McCracken County, 51 yards for Apollo. That's a lot more.
Yes, it is.
And my guess is Harold Hogg has, Jimmy, how many yards does he have? Less negative yards? 16 yards, 12 rushes.
So much different than the first time we played them. And so Schofield to kick it off. It's a nice kick that goes inside the 15, over to the 11 and returned out to the 15, the 20, 25, 30, and out of bounds near the 34-yard line. McCracken will take over, first down and 10.
A lot of football left to play, but it's going to go by fairly quickly.
With the running clock, it will for sure. So 36-0. McCracken County on top. Franklin Hayes, 26 touchdown receptions, which is a state lead in that category. First down and 10 for Apollo. On their own 33-yard line. Again, these fans trying to rock the stadium one more time.
We need more of that.
There's the snap, dropping back, flag on the play, throwing right side, it's incomplete. This is at the line, and after the snap.
It was an illegal shift. The guy going in motion approached the line of scrimmage on his motion, which is illegal. It's going to go back 5 yards. Unless you're in Canada.
And then it is legal in those rules. The legal shift, as you said. So that will move it back a little bit.
Always thought that would be an interesting addition to our brand of football.
It would.
Yeah.
That makes it first and 15. As now they are trying to spot the football. They are putting it back at the original line of scrimmage. That'll make it second and 10. I'm guessing McCracken may have declined it. And second and 10. Blitz coming. Apollo not able to pick it up. A lot of pressure. They just air it up and throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. Nice blitz on the play. There is a late flag, though, after the fact. I'm not quite sure what the flag was.
We shoved him or something after you threw it. I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of. Could have been didn't have a target to throw to. So what's that called?
Intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding. Waving it off.
He is waving it off because I believe he was well outside the pocket, and that was the only thing in question.
High school, but it's whether or not there's a receiver in the area.
That'll make it third down and 10 for Apollo on their own 33. This crowd is just loving this action here tonight. Snap, dropping back Levinsky in the pocket, looking to scramble as he gets across the 30, out the 35, not much doing. It's going to be a gain of about 4, making it fourth down and 6.
Sure tackle by Colton Crowell, the sophomore. I got to coach that young man, and another quality human being, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But Colton Crowell is the type of kid who doesn't say much, works really, really hard, and packs a surprising punch. He's one of those kids who's not very big, but man, can he hit hard, and he's a sure tackler too.
So 4th and 6, they're going to go for it. Is dropping back Levinsky, and he is sacked.
Number 11 on the year for Leandre Bolin Jr.
My goodness.
My question is where's the sack celebration? I haven't seen any of that.
They're just all business tonight, all over Apollo.
Man, right up the gut. He is a defensive end with a wrap blitz, a little twist blitz, and right up the gut. Hit him before he could get out of the way.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs on the Apollo 29, leading 36-0. And this is without one of the state's best running backs, Hunter Bradley, who's in attendance tonight, led the team out on the football field, and he is certainly on the hearts and minds of these Mustangs who are playing just with a purpose tonight. 1st and 10. Wheat, he has it over the middle of the field. It's Basic inside the 10, brought down to the 6.
Nick Basic on that dump pass that scored his first touchdown of his young high school career against Apollo, by the way. Able to get him down inside the 10-yard line.
1st down and goal, 1:20 left in the first half, 36-0.
A lot of bright things ahead for that young man and his twin brother.
Wheat with Rowland to his right. It is going to be a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. as he's looking to find the sideline. He will, but really for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 6, as now the clock ticks under 1 minute. The Mustangs, 2 timeouts, though not going to use them as they're up 36-0 with a running clock, and 2nd and goal to 6. Plenty of time. Wheat gets the snap. Looking to pass. Under some pressure. Throws right side. It is caught into the end zone for the touchdown.
Xander Mays.
As Xander Mays finishes it off. It's 42-0.
Little play action fake everyone bid on. Dumped it off. Love that little play.
There is a flag in the backfield, though. This could be negated as it is a false start on McCracken County, so wave that off. And that brought on some disagreement from the folks here, as that will move that back a little bit. 2nd and goal now from the 13. And now 30 seconds left in the first half. And now McCracken County wants to take a timeout to talk about it. If you're just now joining us, what a performance tonight by McCracken County. Both sides of the football just playing well, playing inspired, and playing sharp.
Yeah, we really couldn't ask for a better way to start the game. And not only that, but we keep on pressing. So many guys getting looks. So many guys getting the ball and been the focal point of the offense. And then so many different guys on defense making a huge impact. Leandre Bolin, Colton Reeves with the interception. Colton Crowell, a couple sure-handed tackles. Kieran Perez, great in pass coverage. Isaiah Keys right in there in the middle. Hunter Vlax had a good night. Jackson Gruber's been in on a couple tackles for a loss. Really just clamping down so hard on the Apollo Eagles. I would guess right now that they're approaching negative yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know they had a couple first downs early on, taking that into account. But wow.
And Buddy and Amy Rushing listening in tonight in Nashville. Good to hear from you folks. A couple of more shout outs to get to in just a moment. Brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Seaplant in Paducah. 36-0. McCracken leads. 27 seconds left here in the first half. Just playing phenomenal. As Wheat looking towards his head coach. And now has the play call. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Carter Rowland in motion. Wheat airs it over the middle of the field. It's incomplete as he had to get rid of it quickly with the blitz coming. Now 20 seconds left. That makes it 3rd and goal from the 13. And, of course, with the running clock situation, the clock is moving now down to 14. This will likely be the last play of the first half. Play down to 8. Snap. Wheat. Looking down the left sideline, it is incomplete as that will do it for the first half. Before we go to the half, have some shout-outs to get to. Scott Davis listening in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Also, a shout-out to Coach E from his wife listening in tonight. And any more? I think that's it for now. The halftime score, McCracken County leads Apollo 36-0. We will be back with the first half stats along with the Estes Chiropractic second half adjustments when we return on 99.5 The Fan. What a first half for McCracken County. Both sides of the football playing inspired, playing sharp, and just dominating Apollo. 36-0 here at the half. McCracken County on top as we are getting set to look at Jerry's Mr. Penguin Tuxedo Den first half stats. Before we do, I did miss a shout out to John and Sandy Sams as they are proud of the Mustangs and the Cats as they passed along the final score for UK 91-49. Thank you so much to John and Sandy Sams. Also a shout out to, I saw one that I knew I had missed as I go down. Dean McKendry, Ethan McKendry's grandpa, is saying, way to go Mustangs. Those brought to you by the Cellular Connection, your locally owned Verizon Wireless retailer on Lone Oak Road next to Sea Plant in Paducah. The Mustangs lead 36-0. Jerry's Mr. Penguin Tuxedo Den first half stats. With that, we welcome in Jimmy Garrett.
Good evening, Mustangs.
Actually, let me turn on your mic. There we go.
All right, we good?
That we're good.
All right, Eric's got me started. Good evening, Mustang fans. Let's start out as we always do. We look at the scoring drives tonight. McCracken County started off with the first three possessions they had tonight, ending in scoring drives with touchdowns. So let's take a look at those. The first one coming on that first possession in the first quarter. McCracken County scored at the 9:01 mark in that first quarter. 3 plays, 29-yard drive. Ended up with a 7-yard run by Elijah Wheat. And Ben Schofield followed up with the made PAT, and McCracken County took a 7-0 lead at the 9:01 mark. McCracken followed up on their next possession at the 4:54 mark in that first quarter on an 8-play, 61-yard drive. Ended with an 8-yard pass from Elijah Wheat to Franklin Hayes, and Ben Schofield again followed up with a made PAT, and McCracken County took a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. McCracken County's next possession, which was their third possession of the game and first of the second quarter, at the 11:40 mark in the second quarter, McCracken County scored. It was a 1-play, 63-yard drive. It was a 63-yard run by Jeremiah Hughes around the end. Ben Schofield followed up with his third made PAT of the night, and McCracken County led 21-0 at the beginning of the second quarter. Next, looking up from a scoring standpoint, McCracken County scored again at the 6:51 mark in the second quarter. It was a 2-play, 47-yard drive, ended with a 44-yard run by Carter Rowland. Ben Schofield followed up with his fourth made PAT of the night, and McCracken County took a 28-0 lead. That scoring drive there was followed up, or actually was led to, by Colton Reeves having an interception. McCracken County scored again, their fifth score of the night. It was at the 5:38 mark in the second quarter. It was again a 1-play drive. It was a 42-yard pass from Elijah Wheat to Franklin Hayes. And McCracken County at that point in time actually went for a 2-point conversion. It was a nice-looking pass from Elijah Wheat to Pete Holmes, and McCracken County took a 36-0 lead going into the half. So jumping over and looking at the team stats for tonight, we'll start out with McCracken County. McCracken County had 7 possessions in that first half, 285 total yards, 11 rushes, 159 yards from a rushing standpoint. Elijah Wheat tonight attempted 16 passes in that first half, 7 completions for a total of 126 yards. And McCracken County had a good first half on first downs, 11 first downs in that first half. Looking at it from an Apollo standpoint, they had 7 possessions as well, a total of just 47 yards. And interestingly enough, on 19 rushes tonight, Apollo has a total of 12 yards. So less than 1 yard per carry average there for Apollo in the first half. From a passing standpoint, 10 attempts, only 3 completions for a total of 35 yards. And McCracken County has held Apollo tonight to just 4 first downs, and one of those came on a penalty. So they actually have held them to just 3 first downs in that first half. So looking at the individual stats, and we'll start out with McCracken County. From a rushing standpoint tonight, Jeremiah Hughes is leading the way. He's got 5 rushes for 87 yards and a touchdown. A second leading rusher tonight for McCracken County is Carter Rowland, who's in the game this evening. 3 rushes, 51 yards, a touchdown as well. 44 of those yards came on a nice run for that touchdown. And Elijah Wheat tonight has 3 carries for 21 yards, and he has a touchdown as well. From a passing standpoint, as I mentioned before, Elijah Wheat is 8 of 16 for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. And from a receiving standpoint, we'll look at it. Franklin Hayes is leading the way tonight. 3 receptions, 66 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Xander Mays is having a good evening as well. 3 receptions for 37 yards. Nick Masick is having a good evening as well. 1 catch for 23 yards. So jumping over and looking at Apollo, and we'll start out from a rushing standpoint. The state leading rusher there in 6A, Harold Hogg, he's got 12 carries tonight for just 16 yards, so about a 1.25 yard per yard average tonight for Harold Hogg. The only other 2 guys they have with any rushing is Levinsky, the quarterback, and Wes Daughtry, the other running back. Both of those guys have negative yards. The quarterback there, 6 rushes for -2, and the other running back who was stopped there on a 4th and 1, he's got a -2 yards as well. From a passing standpoint, Levinsky, as I mentioned earlier, has had 10 attempts tonight, 3 completions just for 35 yards. And from a receiving standpoint, Brandon Husk has 2 receptions. He's got the majority of the yards at 25 yards. And Eric Smith has our only other reception tonight for a total of 10 yards. So just 47 total yards tonight, Eric, for Apollo, a little different than the last ball game. And McCracken County had a good first half at 285.
That is for sure. Just from the beginning, just asserting themselves over Apollo and just have not let up, leading 36-0, almost adding to it before half. And you mentioned that the stats did not lie. They reflected that as well. So great job as always, Jimmy. And we will talk to you in the postgame, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right, that is Jerry's Mr. Penguin Tuxedo Den first half stats. And it was, Jared, much of what we thought it was. It was just McCracken County, both sides playing well.
Yeah, it was really our best showing in all 3 phases. Quite incredible to think about the difference between that. We said it's not going to be the same game. It's not going to, don't expect it to be another shootout. I was expecting a low-scoring defensive battle. I wasn't expecting this, but I will say that I'm surprised by just how dominant defensively we are, and it's really awesome to see.
And so McCracken County leading 36-0. Let's take a look at the Mack brothers, Kevin and Kelly Estes. Second half adjustments. We need that adjustment just like I will this upcoming week. I'll be going to see Kevin Estes as he's part of the Mack brothers. Kevin and Kelly Estes of Estes Chiropractic, in and out and on your way, feeling better than ever in no time at all. So call them for that back adjustment. Kevin and Kelly Estes, the Mack brothers of Estes Chiropractic, Central Avenue in Paducah. The second half adjustment, I agree with this. Be safe.
There's like this debate. Do you play your starters the whole game to keep them in rhythm? And I would say my recommendation would be, get that second group an opportunity because we don't want to have any more injuries. There's nothing else to prove in this game. Go out there, get your second group a couple good looks here, and I think that's probably the smartest thing to do. Save them for the playoff going forward.
Have fun.
Yeah, that's the second part is enjoy this, fly around, have fun. The interesting thing is sometimes we forget that this is a game and that you play a game. This is supposed to be fun. And you could tell the kids are really enjoying it here. And continue to do that. Let's have fun out there.
That is the Estes Chiropractic second half adjustment. And just like I will next week, you go see the Mack brothers when you need that back adjustment. Julian Mitchell did it a few weeks back, and he felt better than ever, as he just told me. And so that is where you go. The Mack brothers, Kevin and Kelly Estes of Estes Chiropractic, Central Avenue in Paducah. Mustangs lead 36-0 here at the half. Looking at the Cellular Connection text hotline, Joyce Lewis saying, way to go, Mustangs, Buddy and Joyce Lewis. Good to hear from them. Always faithful supporters of McCracken County football. And there's more to get to. Text us, let us know you're listening. 270-557-8223. 270-557-8223. When we come back, we'll have the second half for you. The Mustangs lead Apollo at the half. It's 36-0. Back here at Marquette Stadium in what was just pure dominance by McCracken County, 36-0, and holding Apollo in. You were talking with Coach Black, Jared Adams, to what?
He said -19, but I think he's talking about where the drives, the average drive begins and ends. It's definitely in the positive because they've gotten 4 first downs. So just based on that, he's gotten 40 yards, quite the dominance performance. You're looking at, just everybody doing their job, everyone playing inspired, and I love it. This is exactly how McCracken should be playing at this time of year. Clean, inspired. There's no, we really playing sharp, so I'm loving that.
The winner of this game plays the winner of Davis County, Henderson County, and it's at the half 13-0. Henderson County on top. And so if the Colonels win, the Mustangs win, that sets up a dandy between McCracken County and Henderson County. The Colonels nipped us in the final 10 seconds at Colonel Stadium, Henderson County, not too long ago. And the Mustangs, I'm sure, remember that quite well. So it will be, if both those teams hold, a rematch next Friday night, and it would be here at Marquette Stadium. And so Apollo will kick off on their own 40 to McCracken County. The Mustangs up 36-0. A nice wobbler of a kick goes across the 30, then out of bounds. It will be to McCracken County's benefit. The Mustangs will take over. First down and 10.
Just keeping an eye on who's going in. It looks like that first group is going to get a first series, and then they're probably coming out. This is standard procedure for Coach Clark's team. To give the first series to the starters and then sub from there.
We were talking about it up here. Is Mr. Wingfield, Mr. Dodd, Mr. Mitchell, you and I, setting the tone that first series. And continuing what you did in the first half, and that's what McCracken County is looking to do right here. First down and 10 on their own 35 for the Mustangs, up 36-0.
There's single coverage with Frank with a new wide receiver I've never seen before, or new corner.
As it is a handoff to the back, a nice hole across the 40 to about the 44 by Carter Rowland, gain of about 8, maybe 9.
Carter Rowland is having himself a pretty good night.
Yes, he is. Want to give a shout out to Alan Franklin listening in, or AFCO as he's affectionately known by many of us, saying great job, Mustangs. First or second and 1 for McCracken on their own 44, leading 36-0. Wheat hands it off as Jeremiah Hughes Jr. gets past a man across the 50 and knocks his way across to the 41-yard line. Nice job by Jeremiah, gaining about 18. That makes it a first down.
You love to see Jeremiah Hughes' speed, and you're getting great blocks up front, by the way. Nick Masick does a great job right there. Carter Rowland does a great job opening that up for him. And you're seeing a lot of quality blocks. Every kid doing their job.
So first down and 10 on the Apollo 41. The Mustangs up 36-0. This story will be in tomorrow's Paducah Sun by Al Willman. We'll have great coverage for you on the front page tomorrow on the Paducah Sun, as it's a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. across the 40 and met by a host of Eagles around the 37.
So another gain of 3 or 4 by the sophomore. A lot of sophomore contributors here that you just love to see. A lot of offensive and defensive talent coming back next year too. Though we're going to miss these seniors, the future is bright.
Second and 7 for the Mustangs on the Apollo 38 is the muddle, a muddy huddle where the Mustangs break the huddle, run to the line, and quickly snap it. As it is a handoff to Carter Rowland as he's met at the 36, shakes that tackle though and gets out to the 33-yard line. Nice job by Carter.
Carter Rowland is that's a nice bright spot for him because you got Jeremiah Hughes, who's speedy back, and then you got Carter Rowland, who's between the tackles, and both of them have been pretty good tonight.
3rd and 7 for McCracken County on, actually 3rd and 2, excuse me. Julian is doing a great job on the scoreboard. Always appreciate Julian Mitchell and David Dodd. As Carter Rowland gets it across the 30, out to the 28. That's good enough for a first down as McCracken County continues to move the chains. First down and 10 on the Apollo 29. 8 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. McCracken up 36-0. Shout-outs to get to. We'll do that in just a moment.
Here comes a player I don't have his number. Who's number 94?
As McCracken going back to the muddle. Split backs with Wheat. He will hand it off to Jeremiah Hughes Jr.
Wow.
Gets across the 20.
Oh, wow.
And look at that, inside the 10 and into the end zone he goes. No, they're going to call him out at the 2, and I think I have video evidence of that being a touchdown.
Yeah, that was baloney.
I'm going to look at that one all over again. As I'll fast forward. Let's see. That's a touchdown.
Yep. Silliness.
We have the benefit of video, but 1st and goal at the 2. These camera phones can catch phenomenal action. Thank you to the Cellular Connection on Lone Oak Road for that. As it's a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr., a wide open hole into the end zone for the McCracken County touchdown.
All on the ground, all great play calls, mixing it up, play type. Great job by Coach Clark and the offense.
All day they have just had their way against Apollo. Extra point coming. Snap's good, hold good, kick is up, and it is good. 6:38 remaining in the 3rd. The Mustangs increase their lead now. It is
quick score update.
43-0.
Trinity 63, Marshall County 0. Game's already over.
And so Trinity moves on. The Marshall season comes to an end, and they have a bright future. They have some youth on that ball club, but Trinity, of course, year in and year out, one of the best in the state. So
what a tough draw for them to travel to Louisville.
And so that came to an end tonight for the Marshalls. The Mustangs looking to do the same to Apollo here. 43-0 our score. Is Jeremiah Hughes Jr. really the benefit of that drive? Can't say enough. The 2 drives to end it. And credit to the line for creating those holes.
Yeah, I mean, that was great blocking. And you saw big holes for Jeremiah to run through. That edge run was really working for us tonight. The only time the clock stops is when we score a touchdown. Unfortunate.
And so that will stop momentarily. McCracken getting set to kick. Schofield to do the honor. It's a short end over end kick. Apollo takes it at the 24 to return it out to the 30 and down to the 33-yard line. So Apollo has it 1st down and 10. McCracken in control, 43-0. As I take a look on the text hotline. 34-0. It's Owensboro on top tonight. Henderson leads still 13-0 in the 3rd quarter. Thank you to Danny Perkins for that. So it could be a matchup again between Henderson and McCracken. Snap, throw right side. It is complete and not much doing. Gain of about 4, maybe 4, making it 2nd and 6.
Little screen pass there to Their top wide receiver, which of course I don't have his name in front of me, Brandon Husk, able to pick up about 5 yards.
2nd and 5. They're going to give it to Apollo on their own 38.
Hogg's not even in the game.
They have pulled Harold Hogg.
Not sure if that's permanent or not, but
it is a handoff in the backfield and a loss. The Mustang front line continues to be problematic.
that was number 30. That was Ethan McKendry, number 95, the senior on the tackle. I think that's the tackle for a loss, technically.
I think you're right. It was a loss of 1, making it 3rd and 6.
Man, what a difference between the two games.
They throw right side. That is complete for a first down. Their first down in quite a while. Across the 45 out to the 47. They didn't get one in the second quarter, if I am thinking correctly.
You're right. I asked Jimmy how many first downs he had in the first quarter. He said 4, and that was the total at halftime.
So their first down in basically 2 quarters of play. Unbelievable job by this defense. And you said it, a tale of 2 different games between these 2 teams. As McCracken, 81-51 winners 6 weeks ago against Apollo, now just laying the hammer down, leading 43-0. It's a handoff to the back. That is Doherty, and really not much doing. A gain of 1, if anything, unless they give them forward progress.
Hunter Vlack there on the tackle.
They are going to give forward progress after a gain of 2, and you mentioned Vlack on the tackle.
He's had himself a good night. Man, there's so many kids who've had themselves a good night. Ethan McKendry look good. Dalton Skin, I mean, they've just all been clicking, all keyed in.
2nd and 8. Snap, dropping back, pump fake, and a sack. There is a flag. We will see what the flag is if McCracken jumped.
Ethan McKendry on the sack.
He may have had a head start, and if so, well, I like the effort.
No, it's on them.
I like it. A legal shift against Apollo, so that is another sack for the Mustang defensive front.
Great job by Ethan McKendry. In fact, they got dominated last time. I'll be honest. I'll just shoot you straight. They were
against
quite
Apollo.
Easily against Apollo. They were handled, and that's been the exact opposite story. They've been so good tonight. If I'm not mistaken, they were 12 yards rushing at halftime. We just lost about 10 there. We're closing in on negative yards rushing.
For them. 3rd and long is another pressure, able to elude 1 tackle. He's not able to elude another quarterback sack by the Mustang defensive front.
Dalton Skinner are probably at 5 or 6 sacks on the night. Just unbelievable pressure we're putting on them. Blood in the water.
They feel it. 4th and 19. Apollo is going to go for it. Down 43-0. Might as well.
Yeah, there's nothing else. I mean, why not?
Is Lewinsky dropping back, going to air it down the right side. He does have a man. It's incomplete, though, and that will be a turnover on downs.
Right through the hands.
That is the kind of night it's been.
The stat right now for their rushing yards is -2 after those 2 sacks.
Unbelievable. So it will be 1st down and 10. With Wheat, and behind him, Jeremiah Hughes Jr. As Wheat using some of the game clock to try to get the clock down as much as possible. Gets the snap, hands it off to Jeremiah Hughes as he dances across the 35 to the 31. I like this by Coach Clark, just not taking anything for granted. Just keep your guys out there until you know it's in doubt. crazy things have happened in this game.
Correct.
Of football.
And they're starting to sub. Zach Sims, a freshman in at tight end, just came off the field. So they are subbing. Looks like Pete Holmes is done for the night. So that was Zach Sims getting some playing time here in the playoffs.
.20 seconds left here in the third. 43-0 McCracken County. Snap. And off to Carter Rowland as he barrels forward across the 30. That'll be good for a first down, and that will end it for the third quarter. After 3, the Mustangs lead Apollo 43-0. Fourth quarter when we return on 99.5 The Fan.
Further up on the hill.
As we begin the fourth quarter, first and 10 Mustangs from the Eagle 27-yard.
First and 10 for McCracken County inside the 30 of Apollo at the 28. As they are up 43-0 to start this fourth quarter. You're going to see McCracken County start to make a series of substitutions as this quarter carries on. It is Weed handing off to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. towards the sideline. He'll give himself up out of bounds just short of the 20 at the 21. Gain of about, I'd say 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, it looks like Zach makes it in at wide receiver. Looks like he's in for Franklin possibly. Can't find Franklin, so not sure. Him and looks like Alex
Schley. Off on the far side of the field for McCracken County. 2nd and 4 for the Mustangs. Up 43-0 with 11 minutes left in this ball game.
So many guys have had a great night.
Snap. It is a handoff to Carter Rowland. Has a nice hole up the middle inside the 10 down to the 9.
Flag on the play.
And so this may come back. It is a hold against McCracken County.
Such a quick hitter, it's a wonder they can see a hold that quick. There are times I've seen officials try to keep the score reasonable. I'm not saying that this is the instance, but I've seen it done. And they start calling everything just to stop the scoring.
So it is officially announced as holding. It'll make it 2nd and long for the Mustangs as we tick towards 10 minutes left in this one. 43-0. McCracken is on top.
Elijah Week comes out of that game. In comes Jack Bennett, the sophomore.
So Jack leads the Mustangs out. It is going to be a handoff to Jeremiah Hughes Jr. as he has another nice hole across the 30 to the 24-yard line. So he is able to scamper for about 7 or 8, making it 3rd and 7. After the penalty made it 2nd and long. 9:20 left in this one. Now coming in is Zach Sims for McCracken County as Nick Masick comes out. Nine minutes coming up in this fourth quarter.
Still the varsity offensive line in.
It is a handoff to Roland as he gets across the 20 to the 19. That's going to make it about 4th and 3.
Tayton Bettinger blows up the defensive tackle on a pole there. Great block, knocks him off his feet. Was watching the offensive line, just able to catch that.
So great job by Tayton Bettinger.
Those guys don't get enough credit. We don't watch them enough. I really have, failed to highlight their play because so many times the running back and quarterbacks are looking good because of them.
Henderson County leads Davis County 16-0. That's late in the 3rd quarter.
It's a fairly low-scoring game for that.
It is Bennett throwing over the middle. It's incomplete. Just over the outstretched arms of his receiver. That'll be a turnover on downs, and Apollo will take over. First and 10 for Apollo. With 8:07 left in this one, Jared Adams. This one just the only thing in doubt's the final score.
Correct. And it looks like Apollo just called a timeout. It's kind of interesting.
My goodness, Callaway County, a 17-14 lead on Hopkinsville.
No way.
I was trying to remember who they were playing.
No way.
It is.
That cannot be.
Your faith in Hopkinsville is impressive.
Well, they beat Paducah last week.
I know. I'm not arguing with you. I do agree with you. I do give you grief. It is a 21-17 Hopkinsville lead now. 6:38 left in the 3rd.
Okay.
But Callaway's hanging tough.
Yeah. I think that's something to build on, Callaway.
That's for sure. They have had some rough luck on the football side of things, but they are looking for a big win here tonight. First down and 10 for Apollo. Graves County leads Grayson County 28-0. Mayfield's up 49-7.
Fort Campbell, is that right?
I think so, yes. Looking for more scores it's a fumble in the backfield. That's going to be a scoop and score for McCracken County. Ethan McKendry, and that is fitting after the night he has had.
Love it.
Everything going the way of the Mustangs tonight. That is great. Oh, man, I wish I had that on video. Was not filming at the time, but.
Love it for the senior.
Oh, yes. And 33-14, Owensboro is on top in their football game tonight as the snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is good with 7:15 left in this one. Ethan McKendry picks up a fumble and returns it 20 yards for the touchdown. That is fitting of the night for McCracken County.
Love to see us just playing so well tonight. Can you imagine 6 weeks ago, 50-0? I mean, the 50 part we got, but the 51 points allowed, man, that's incredible defensive effort. What an incredible job by the defense.
No doubt.
Shout out to the coaching staff, all the players there. Just incredible job.
50-0 against an Apollo team that has played very well this second half of the season, nearly knocking off Henderson County, knocking off Davis County.
Spanking Owensboro Catholic.
That's right. That was a big win.
Huge. I know they're 2A, but still, that's a really good football program. They're always in the regional final, seems like. Last couple years against Mayfield. They might have moved up, though. Or down. I don't think they're in 2A anymore.
So McCracken to kick off with 5:50 and counting left in this one. It's no doubt McCracken's going to make it, and Henderson County playing like they're going to make it, leading 16-0. No offensive touchdowns tonight. They have been by the scoring is a field goal, a safety, and a pick six for Henderson County. As that kick is returned at the 24, and great special teams coverage.
2 sophomores on the tackle, Joe Casey and Colton Crow.
First down and 10 for Apollo. So Apollo coming to the line on their own 28. A host of new players on the field for McCracken County. Murray leads Caldwell County 21-10, trying to get some payback on the Caldwell County Tigers after a few weeks ago, as this one's floated over the middle of the field. It's picked off. What a job on the play by. Can't see a number as he goes across the 30, across the 25, and he may take this one to the house. One man to beat. He beats him to the end zone.
No laundry.
Colton Reeves for McCracken County.
Colton Reeves on the pick six. 56 points.
Unbelievable.
Man, oh, man.
Unbelievable.
Who do you pick for defensive player of the game?
The entire defense. It's unbelievable what they've done tonight.
That's incredible. Scoop and score on the fumble recovery for a touchdown, a pick six. Negative 10 yards rushing, 2 interceptions, both by Colton Reeves. 42.
As that kick is up, and it is good. 57-0.
Yeah. Mr. Edwards behind us, Butch Edwards mentioned he thinks the coaching staff should get it. I agree with that.
I agree.
What a change in the way they played tonight. Inspired, been schematically sound. No big plays given up. I love that.
Coach Clark and the McCracken County Mustang coaching staff just lights out on the game plan, the execution by the players, the execution by the fans tonight, who have been phenomenal. We've heard them in our crowd mic all night. And even in this second half, a nice handful of folks still here in Arctic-like weather.
Except for Etheridge.
Oh, my goodness. Coach Etheridge is like, my gosh, it's hot down here. That's true. As Coach Etheridge in his short sleeve T-shirt and
baseball cap,
and making us all look bad. And so it will be McCracken to kick back off.
Coach Clark looks like he's going skiing in Colorado.
That's right. Coach Etheridge is ready to head to the beach. Love it.
True lineman toughness.
That's right. It's an end-over-end kick by McCracken. It's caught at the 23, returned by Apollo. An unbelievable job by special teams once again on a loss of 4.
Ian McCune on the tackle. Love it.
My goodness, the best this football team has played all year, and it's not close, Jared Adams.
No, it's not even close. I mean, you're thinking about 57-0 in the game, so dramatically different. Just to give you a couple stats, we have, on average, given up 32 points on the season, 241 points on the or yards on the ground, and they're at -10 from last time I checked.
Want to give a shout out to the head coach of the Lady Mustangs. Talking about him earlier, Coach Scott Sibbles, and basketball season just around the corner. Can't wait to watch he and the Lady Mustangs. There's a fumble. It's picked up by McCracken County. 3 straight plays by Apollo. 3 straight turnovers forced by this Mustang defense.
That was given to him. I think the handoff went bad and it bounced off the guy's knee.
And he's like, you can have it.
I don't think you need to run a play, do you?
55 seconds left. You'll have to run one.
Just take a delay a game.
That's true.
What are they going to do, is stop the clock?
That is valid. And so it will be just a matter of letting the clock roll with 40 seconds left.
Everybody cuts except
The fans here have been treated to a wonderful ball game tonight. With 25 seconds left, the Mustangs take the knee. The Mustang fans make some noise. A great job by the crowd. McCracken wins it tonight. The final score 57-0, and they advance to the next round where they will have a chance potentially to take on Henderson County. If this team plays like they did tonight, my goodness, but you never know with Henderson County.
Yeah, I think the defense did such a great job adjusting, able to really just dismantle Apollo. Just totally.